Hi y'all, welcome back. Today I wanted to bring you along and talk to you about being overwhelmed. Um, I've been overwhelmed. I don't know if you guys have been following along with a blog, but we've been doing a lot in such a short time, and it's been overwhelming for a couple reasons. The heat has been just atrocious. We've been in the hundreds here in central Georgia, and not a lot's been getting done. Because of the heat. I work a few hours and then take a break, and just try to do things inside, stay as cool as I can and hydrated as I can. Okay, things have been slacking, so we're going to be trying to catch up with things as we go along this morning. We've been having a lot of rain, so everything's becoming overgrown. It's just really crazy. So let's go ahead and see what we got to work on this morning. Okay, so some of you know that we have meat turkeys. Okay, we decided to get 6 of them this go around, just to kind of try our hand at meat turkeys. And as you can see, they need to be moved. We have been keeping them under this tree. We're going to do the best we can to keep them under this tree. And we need to move that box there that they get in and out of the rain. They also roost on top of it. So let's go ahead and move that. Okay, as you see, we got everything moved, but there's no turkeys to be found. So let's go see if we can find them and get them wrapped up into the pen. Ah, there they are. They usually don't go far. Try to scurry them in. So we're going to try to do this by myself. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't think anybody knows what a straight line is. Jeez. Come on. Okay, so I couldn't record and scurry them in by myself, so now they're in and they're all fed, and we're going to go on to the next project. Okay, so on to the next project. We're going to go over to the next chicken pen, or to the first chicken pen, and see what needs to be done there as we feed them. So let's go ahead and talk about being overwhelmed. As you guys know, following me along, I've been trying to do the chickens and the garden at the same time. The garden took priority to the chickens, unfortunately, for the most part, but we're having to catch up. So we're going to go in here and check and see if we have any eggs. I do know that we've been having trouble getting eggs out of this pen, so we've not been able to hatch very many meat chickens. We are raising the Delawares for the meat chickens. So, whew, and the bugs are terrible this morning already. So, we're raising the Delawares for our meat chickens. Dave and I has decided we'd like to go with something a little different, and we're going to try to see if we can come up with something on our own. If not, then we will figure out a breed that we'll go with. And so we're going to try to get as many eggs as we can out of this pen, and walked over here and let me show you what I've seen first thing this morning. Dave, sometimes he'll collect the eggs and sometimes he won't in the evenings when he feeds the birds. And when he doesn't collect the eggs, I don't have them in the morning. So he didn't collect them last night, and here it is first thing in the morning, and let me show you what I've come out to. Alright, so we have a chicken laying an egg. So here is yesterday's eggs. Alright, somebody laid us one this morning. She got up, and I'm going to take that egg. She got up, and I'm going to take the egg because I want to try to store it. And this is the egg I was really hoping for right there. So it's good to know that she's laying. I'm going to get those shells out of here real quick. Okay, so she's back in here. She's hoping to lay an egg, so I'm going to get out of here. I need to get some mulch for this area, so that's going to be a note to get taken care of here real soon. So we're going to mulch this coop here. So, alright, let's take a look right here. As you can see, I did put this chicken wire over top of the fencing here, and something has been digging under right here, and there's an eggshell right over there. So we're going to secure this real quick. Alright, let's get that secured. So it's already getting hot out here, as you guys know, but I'm going to try to keep pushing through. I only have a few hours today before I have to go get my youngest daughter from work. So we're going to push through and see what we can get done this morning, because it's supposed to rain this afternoon, and I want to get as much done as I can this morning. So, and that's another reason, not a lot gets done, and little bits of everything, but we're going to try to keep pushing through to get things done. So, to fix this area real quick, so hopefully I can get some more eggs tomorrow. We'll know if this works. If Dave does not collect the eggs this evening, we'll know if this works, but I'm going to try to start reminding him to collect the eggs so we can end up saving them all. So we're going to zip tie the fence together here just for a quick fix. So, talking about being overwhelmed, a lot of you know that we have a big family. Let's see where it best. As a lot of you know, we have a big family, or not really large, but it's a decent sized family. And most everyone works, so a lot of the work gets done by Yoka and I, and the guys help out when they can, and Kwesi, she helps out when she can. But when you're doing most of the work yourself, it's basically we're starting from scratch, from nothing, pretty much, just from a small bit. We're building. It can be quite daunting when you're trying to build up as fast as you can. That's my goal this year, is to see how far I can go, and I want to honestly see how far I can go. The weather has gotten me down a little bit. I'm not going to lie about that. It was really hot. Nothing wanted to grow. Everything was struggling, and life just wasn't working. So I just proceeded to push along and hope for the best. So I do believe that being persistent and keep pushing forward has definitely helped through this time of being overwhelmed, and I have learned to take one step at a time, and one project at a time, and one day at a time. Okay, so to tie into what I was saying about as getting something done every day, you know, staying on projects and stuff. Okay, I know it's difficult for some of us to stay focused on one project at a time. And that's why a lot of times I'm all over the place. I really don't get just one project done. It's unfortunate, but I do try to stay focused and get one project done at a time. We're going to go ahead and work on plant in the Delaware pen real quick, if I can. I'm trying to get this thing going. let me show you what I'm doing and explain to you why. Alright, so we're going to be planting an elephant ear out here in the chickens' pens to help shade their water. Okay, elephant ears like a lot of water, and I figure why not put it next to the water bowl to help shade the water. I did acquire these a couple of months ago, so maybe about a couple of months ago. It's been within the 2 months. I know it's been a while, and here are the bulbs. They're actually starting to put on some growth, so I really need to try to get these planted. So we're gonna pick one of the 3, and we're going to get it planted here next to the water bowl, and we'll explain to you. We'll talk more about being overwhelmed. Okay, so I was talking, and I don't even know where I was at, but I just know that I'm going to keep going and try to make the best of a bad situation every day. Being overwhelmed, we can let it run our lives, or we can choose to do the best we can, and that's what I'm going to do, is choose the best I can do. Alright, so in order, I did plant this here, the video cut off, but in order for me to protect this from the chickens scratching it up, I am going to put some wire around it. So let me do that real quick. I don't know if anyone else is feeling overwhelmed or feeling a little discouraged because of things not growing well, or things not happening the way we want them to. That can be quite saddening. It really can, guys. But the one thing I want you guys to remember is don't give up. You never fail if you don't give up. Okay? You might learn how not to do something again, but you never fail if you don't quit giving. I mean, if you don't stop, if you keep going and you try to learn from mistakes and try to keep moving forward, I think is the biggest obstacle for a lot of us to accomplish. Having a positive mindset is tough, especially right now with everything going on, but we can do it. And a good support system, good support from the family, that's big. So having a family that is working with you and does everything they can to help you is also a big help on the homestead, if you have a support system. If you don't, be more determined to do it yourself. You'll be more proud of yourself when you're in the end, when you're done. You'll be more proud of it. And I'm really hoping that this will work to keep the chickens from scratching it. So, I guess my advice to everyone about feeling overwhelmed today would be to not give up. Things may get tough. Things may not work out the first time, but never give up on yourself. Because if you don't give up, you'll find that you can make anything happen with determination and good old hard work. Because trust me, I feel overwhelmed. The weather has gotten, I feel it hasn't worked with me, but it really has, because the weather does what it's supposed to do to help things grow the way they need to grow. It's just what happens. Alright, so I'm going to secure this at the bottom real quick. to make sure that the chickens don't shift it from side to side. And to try to help hold that thing into place. And we're going to use these broken blocks that were out here. Okay, perfect. All right, let's see how that goes for a little while until it gets growing. And then we'll see what we can do about taking that wire away and see if that'll work and the chickens won't demolish it. Okay, so another thing about being overwhelmed is it can cause you to become discouraged. Well, I want you to understand that everyone gets discouraged. The only thing we can do, it got broke. The only thing we can do is if something doesn't work, is to try again. If it's the wrong time of year, it gives us time to research and to come up with a better game plan on what we're going to do. So, when your plan doesn't work out, don't give up, because you might find something that works for you that doesn't work for someone else. Everyone's grow zone is different, and everyone's area, I guess, the land, the soil is different. So we all have to learn to grow in what we have, and not everything works for everyone, even if you live in the same state. As you've seen here on the homestead, just 10 feet away from one hole, the soil's different. So you really just have to learn to kind of go with the flow, I guess you could say. So everyone's budget is different as well. So that depicts how we can do things. Sometimes we don't always have the best budgets, and anymore things have gotten so much tighter, and it's just been really difficult for everyone to be able to grow. So the only thing that I can say is just grow the way you can. I have had to stop spending money, so because there is no money to spend. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that for you. There is no money to spend, so we'll be using what seed we do have, and I'm trying not to get my caladiums. Spending what money, or we'll save what money we do have, and do the best we can with what we have. So we're just gonna make the best of a situation that we may not have a control of. I guess one thing that I can say is that I've learned to focus on what I can control, what I can change. I shouldn't say control, but what I can change. Okay, because some things I just can't change. There's nothing I can do about it, and I can only ask, for the patience to move forward. I'm trying to find that thing I just planted. Too busy talking. There it is. All right, so we'll do the best that we can every day to just keep moving forward and accomplishing goals, no matter how small our accomplishments are. Yes, it is a little discouraging, but there's nothing I can do about it except for to keep moving forward. There's so much to be thankful for in every day. So I'm just gonna try to just keep going and be thankful for what I do have and learn how to make the best of every situation. Because it could be worse. You know, I'm hoping it doesn't get worse, but it could be worse. So I'm just making a little cage for this guy over here till it gets growing in hopes that it'll stay in place and the chickens won't scratch the bulb up. That's what I'm hoping for, guys. But as so many of you know, chickens get into whatever they want to get into. So, alright guys, this will wrap this project up. And I guess we're off to see the garden. Okay, so one other thing I want to take a moment and to remind you to do is to take a second and enjoy what you have accomplished. And sometimes that gives you your second wind. And also take time to enjoy the beauty. Look at this. I do believe that is going to be a wild sweet pea. Look at that beautiful red bloom. That is absolutely gorgeous red. So don't forget to take a second and enjoy the surrounding areas. You'd be amazed at what you find if you just take a second and stop and look. There's so much beauty all around us every day. Life just amazes us even if we just take a second, just 5 minutes a day, and enjoy the surrounding area. I thought I heard my baby. So we just have to take time to enjoy what's around us. Okay, so we just checked the time and it is time to wrap up and go get my daughter from work. So we're going to run through the garden real quick and see what's ripe. Dave was saying that he seen some peppers that needed to be picked, and I'm going to check the tomatoes and the squash, and if we have time I'll grab some berries. So we're going to do this real quick to try to get this project done, at least get the harvest in. So let's look at these tomatoes and peppers real quick. I think that's all in this area. Oh, and the okra. The okra needs to be picked. So let's go ahead and get to that real quick and see if we can get this wiped out real quick and get on the way. Alright. Okay, so the tomatoes, I don't know if you can see, but there's ants on the tomatoes. Fantastic. They've been splitting, so let's grab these 3 here. See if we can pull them off without clippers, and we can't. So all right, let's grab these 3 tomatoes here and try to get them ants off as well. Won't take no ants in the house. We're going to go ahead and grab the ones that are split. There's no tomato on that, so we're going to grab the whole thing. Alright, so it's unfortunate, but the rain has caused all these tomatoes to split pretty bad. And I kind of don't want to lose them, so we're going to pick what we gotta pick and hope for the best. So, alright, let's go on to the peppers. Alright, so on the way to the peppers, we stop at the okra, and we'll grab this real quick. Okay, so we grabbed the 3 okra that was on there. Now let's walk over to the peppers. Let's take a peek and see what's inside there and see what we have to pick. Oh, there's a couple of really nice sized ones in there. Okay, so Dave wants me to freeze some jalapeno poppers. So there's another one. So let's pick and see what we have. Okay guys, there's the jalapenos added to the basket. Let's check on these Romas. This Roma here has really been struggling. Dave and I has about decided to pull those two up. All right, so, oh, see, here's one. The Romas have really been struggling. We're going to go ahead and pull these. All right, let's see. These look okay. And these are doing okay as well. And those aren't quite ready. All right, guys, it is getting hot. It is muggy. It's got a nice little breeze, but the humidity is horrible. Horrible. I am sweating profusely. Okay, so I noticed there was a squash here yesterday, and I think I let it go a little too far, so let's check on it. Okay, there's that squash. Let's go ahead and grab that guy. Okay, so just one squash. Let's go over to the berries and see. Try to get them in the basket and not in the mouth. Okay, so as we see, it's really loaded. There's some nice berries here. Okay, so let's pick this and see how much we get. Okay, guys, there's our berries. Now we're going to go over here and see if we can have some strawberries too. All right, let's look and see if we have any strawberries. I've been letting the runners happen on these to be able to get some more plants. There does seem to be some small red berries, and if you leave the runners on the strawberries, they will end up being a smaller berry. So I did sacrifice a larger berry this year so I could get more plants. So let's pick these and see how many we have. Okay, so I only got the one good berry. I do have insect damage here, so I'm going to have to find out what kind of bug there is there. All in all, I don't think that's too bad of a harvest. I'll take it. Anything is better than nothing. Alright, guys, so thank you for joining me today and letting me share with you what I tend to do when I'm feeling overwhelmed. I know we ended up going off and harvesting some vegetables, and then I stopped talking about being overwhelmed. But let me show you how, a quick second. So this is part of the garden, and there is grapevines growing in there. I'm overwhelmed with all these weeds. I'm just shocked at how fast they took over once the rain started. So the weather has definitely made me feel a little overwhelmed by things. So, but I'm going to just keep plugging, guys. All right, thanks, guys, for joining me today and letting me share with you what I do when I'm overwhelmed, and taking time to do a few chores with me. And until next time, guys, happy homesteading.